Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station to continue our series of games from 1977 Retro Replay using Action PC Baseball. We continue with the Mets. After sweeping the Dodgers 3 straight, they now move on to Candlestick Park and face the San Francisco Giants. The Mets are now 11 wins and 11 losses. The Giants 8 wins and 15 losses. It is May 6, 1977 in Retro Replay World. Pitching for the Mets, Craig Swan. He has a record. He's made 3 starts with a record of no wins, 1 loss, and ERA of 2.18. He'll be opposed by San Francisco Giant pitcher Lynn McLaughlin. McLaughlin's made 3 starts. He's 0-3 with an ERA of a whopping 13. It's 63 degrees here at Candlestick Park. Wind speed 2 miles per hour out to right field. And as they say in Retro Replay land, play ball. Let's quickly go through the team's lineups. First, the visiting Mets. Playing center field, batting first, Bruce Bosclair. Batting second, the right fielder, Ed Kranepool. Batting third, the catcher, John Stearns. The cleanup hitter, playing first base, John Milner. Batting fifth, playing third base, Roy Steiger. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Dave Kingman, Kong. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Foster. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Batting 9th and doing the pitching, Craig Swan. For the hometown San Francisco Giants, looking to get back on track here. Leading off, the right fielder, Whitfield. Terry Whitfield. Batting second, the second baseman, Darrell Thomas. Batting third, the left fielder, Darrell Evans. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Bill Madlock. Batting fifth, first baseman, Willie Stretch McCovey. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Larry Herndon. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Tim Foley. Batting eighth, the catcher, Mark Hill. And batting ninth and doing the pitching, Lynn McLaughlin. So at the plate, to lead off for the Mets, Bruce Bosclair. And Bosclair is hitting on the retro season .390, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Mets trying to keep their winning ways after sweeping the Dodgers in LA. Bosclair in 1977 hit .293, 4 home runs, 44 RBIs. McLaughlin on the mound for the Giants went 2 wins, 9 losses with an ERA of 5.63, batting average against .299. In the retro replay, it's much worse. ERA of 13, no wins, 3 losses, batting average against .466. His battery mate, the very solid catcher Mark Hill. At third base, the below average Bill Madlock. At shortstop, the above average Tim Foley. Second base, the average Darrell Thomas. At first base, past his prime, slightly below average, Willie Stretch McCovey. In the outfield, solid outfield, Darrell Evans with a poor arm. In center field, Larry Herndon, not much to speak of there. And in right field, Terry Whitfield. Above average range and above average arm. So Bosclair steps to the plate, left-handed batter facing the right-handed McLaughlin. Bosclair to take. Here's the pitch by McLaughlin. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch gets in there, so no balls, 1 strike. Bosclair to swing away. And Bosclair singles into right center. So a leadoff single for Bosclair. He's 6 out of 10 for running speed, 21% chance of stealing second base, so he'll stay put. Ed Kranepool steps to the plate. Kranepool on the retro replays hitting .278, no home runs, 5 RBIs. In actuality, 281, 10 homers and 40 RBIs. Kranepool hit right-handed pitching in 77 at a rate of 291. Excellent hit and run man. Kranepool to take. McLaughlin has trouble with his control. The windup and the pitch to Kranepool. Strike one. Again, McLaughlin starts off with a strike. So no balls, one strike. Kranepool to grip and rip. And Kranepool sends that ball deep and off the wall. And we have an 84% chance of scoring Bosclair all the way from first. We're going to say yes. And 64% chance of getting Kranepool to third. We're going to say yes to that. There goes the throw to Darrell Thomas. Throw to the plate, and Bosclair is safe. Kranepool advances to third. So a double knocking in Bosclair. And now Kranepool is in scoring position at third, 90 feet away. Mets jump out to a quick lead over the Giants. Catcher John Stearns steps to the plate. Retro replay, he's hitting 258, 2 home runs, 5 ribbies. In actuality, Stearns hit 251, 12 homers, and 55 ribbies. Stearns wants to lift this ball, get it out to the outfield. Worst case scenario, sacrifice fly here. He'll take. Strike one. Again, McLaughlin starts off the batter with a strike. No balls, one strike. The windup and the pitch to Stearns. And Stearns singles into left field, and it's 2-0 Mets. Now up, Mets first baseman John Milner. Milner batting .214 on the year. 4 home runs, 8 ribbies. In actuality, in 1977, Milner hit .255, 12 home runs, and 57 RBIs. Stearns 6 out of 10 for running speed, 24% chance of stealing second. The Covey's holding him on. The windup and the pitch by McLaughlin. Miller to take. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Hill gives the sign. The set and the delivery to Milner. Milner takes again. 2-0 count. Stearns at first. McCovey holding him on. McLaughlin winds and delivers. Strike one, so 2-1 count. Milner's ready to swing away. Here's the pitch. And McLaughlin ends up walking. So first and second. No outs, 2-0 Mets. Roy Steiger steps to the plate. Steiger batting .260 on the retro replay. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. In actuality, Steiger hit .255. 2 home runs and 11 RBIs, so he's pretty much maxed out already. But let's see if he can continue with some good hitting here early on in the season. Most of his hits do come against right-handed pitching. He's a very weak hitter against lefties. The windup and the pitch to Steiger. Ball one. He'll take again. Strike one. 1-1 count. Steiger is a 6 out of 10 for a hit and run. We're going to play a little hit and run ball here. McLaughlin sets and delivers. And Steiger puts the ball in play, but foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hill goes through the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Steiger. And Steiger strikes out. So first and second now, 1 out, and calm. Dave Kingman steps to the plate. Kingman batting .250 on the retro replay for the Mets. 1 home run, 6 ribbies. In actuality, before he's traded from the Mets, he hit .209, 9 home runs, and 28 RBIs for the Metropolitans. The windup and the pitch to Kingman. He'll be gripping and ripping. And Kingman pops that up to Matlock, who makes the catch. So the Mets squandering an opportunity here to get more runs. They do lead 2-0. It'll be up to Leo Foster now. Mets second baseman, only batting .160. He's giving Felix Millan the day off. No homers, 2 RBIs. In actuality, Foster batted .227. No home runs, 6 RBIs. The windup and the pitch to Foster. He'll be taking. Strike one. McLaughlin jumps out ahead. No balls, 1 strike. The windup and the pitch by McLaughlin. And Foster rips that ball foul to the left. So 0-2 count. Stearns at second. Milner at first. 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Foster. And Foster strikes out, so McLaughlin comes back, pitches out of the jam. The Mets score 2. They could have got much more, but we go to the bottom of the second with the Giants coming to bat and trailing by 2. Due up for San Francisco, Whitfield, Thomas, and Evans to face Craig Swan, who's on the mound for the Mets. Swan in 1977, 9 wins, 10 losses, ERA of 4.23, batting average against 268. In retro replay, ERA of 2.18. He's made 3 starts and has 1 loss, no wins. He deserves better. He's pitched well. He's only walked 5, struck out 12, batting average against 260. His battery mate, the solid catcher John Stearns. At third base, Roy Steiger, average defensively. Below average, aging Buddy Harrelson at short. At second base, the weak fielding Leo Foster. And at first base, John Milner, again below average. In the outfield, Dave Kingman in left, nothing to speak home about defensively. He will make a spectacular play now and then, but he's below average with a poor arm. Bosclair in center field, not his best position, but we're giving Lee Mazzilli the day off today. Very weak range. Again, he'll make the catches that he's supposed to make. Below average arm. And Ed Kranepool in right. Another below average outfielder. A poor arm. Mets are not a stellar defensive team. So Whitfield to lead off. On the retro replay, Whitfield's hitting 260, no home runs, 5 RBIs. In actuality, Whitfield hit 285, 7 home runs, and 36 RBIs. And off right-handed pitching, 312. The windup and the pitch by Swan. And he strikes out Whitfield. Big swing and a miss. He punches him out. Starts the game off in style. So 1 out, no one on, and Darrell Thomas steps to the plate. Giants second baseman, batting .296 in the retro replay. 1 home run, 11 ribbies. In actuality, Thomas hit .267, 8 homers, and 44 RBIs. Lefty-righty matchup here. The windup and the pitch to Thomas. Thomas sends that ball out to Kingman, and Kingman makes a diving play for out number 2. What a play by Kong. That's what I mean. He's not the best fielder, but he does make the routine plays, and every once in a while the spectacular plays. He does have a flair for the dramatic, not just at the plate, but also out in the field. So 2 outs, no one on, and Darrell Evans steps to the plate. Evans in the retro replays hitting .273, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. In actuality, Evans hit in 1977, .254, 17 home runs, and 72 RBIs. Stearns goes through the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Evans. Evans sends that ball out on the shallow outfield grass. Foster makes the catch, inning over. So leading off for the Mets will be Buddy Harrelson, followed by the pitcher Swan, and the top of the order, Bruce Bosclair. Swan batting 193. Harrelson batting 193, no homers, 8 ribbies. In 77, he batted 178, 1 home run, 12 ribbies. The windup and the pitch to Harrelson, he'll be taking. Strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. Harrelson to take. 1-1 count. Harrelson to swing away. Hill goes through the signs. McLaughlin sets and delivers. And Harrelson rips that to Foley, who throws to McCovey for out number 1. Nice play by the San Francisco shortstop. So Craig Swan steps to the plate. Mets pitchers batting .400 in the retro replay. No home runs, no ribbies. In actuality, Swan hit .188. No home runs, no ribbies. The windup and the pitch to Swan. And Swan singles into right center field. So a 1-out single for Craig Swan. He'll be pretty much station to station. Not a lot of speed. 4 out of 10. And I'll bring up Bruce Bosclair, who's 1 for 1. He singled his first time at bat. McLaughlin sets and delivers to Bosclair. And Bosclair sends that ball to McCovey, who throws to Foley, back to McCovey, double play, inning over. So that was a quick inning for McLaughlin. We now go to the bottom of the second. The Mets still lead 2-0, due up for San Francisco. Matlack, McCovey, and Herndon. Bill Matlock, is batting .309 in the retro replay. 1 home run, 15 RBIs, and currently has an 8-game hitting streak. In actuality, a very good year for Matlack. .302 average, 12 home runs, and 46 ribbies. He batted .302 off both lefty and right-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch by Swan. They're going to try to get Matlack to reach with the pitch around. And it's grounded to Foster, over to Milner. 1 away. So Swan hit the outside portion of the plate. Matlack dribbles it out to Foster, who throws to Milner for the out. 1 out, no one on. Then stretch Willie McCovey steps to the plate. McCovey struggling in the retro replay, only batting .196. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. In 1977, McCovey batted .280, 28 home runs, and 86 RBIs. A good year for Willie, coming to the end of his career. McCovey batted .288 off right-handed pitching. John Stearns goes through the signs. Swan nods his head. The windup and the pitch to McCovey. And McCovey sends that deep to the warning track in center. Bosclair is there to make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order now. I'm sorry, that's 6th hitter, Larry Herndon. Herndon batting .278 in the retro replay. No home runs, 2 ribbies. In actuality, Herndon batted .239, 1 home run and 5 RBIs in 109 at-bats. He only batted .277 off right-handed pitching. Swan looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He sets and delivers to Herndon. Herndon grounds it to Steiger, over to Milner. Inning over. We go to the top of the third. The Mets lead 2-0. Due up for the Mets, Kranepool, Stearns, and Milner. Ed Kranepool's 1 for 1 today. Lefty-righty matchup here. The windup and the pitch to Kranepool. And Kranepool earns himself a walk. Leadoff runner on for the Mets catcher John Stearns. He's also 1 for 1. Hill goes through the signs. McLaughlin winds and delivers. And Stern grounds to Foley, who goes to Thomas, over to McCovey. Double play. 2 for 1. Pitcher's best friend. So with 2 outs, no one on, John Milner steps to the plate. Milner walked his first time up. The windup and the pitch by McLaughlin. And Milner sends that ball deep to right field. The Whitfield's there on the warning track, and he makes the catch to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Mets 2, Giants nothing. Due up for San Francisco, Tim Foley, Mark Hill, and Lynn McLaughlin. Tim Foley steps to the plate. He was acquired in a trade by the Giants. Foley's batting .318, 1 home run and 2 ribbies in the retro replay. In actuality, Foley in 1977 batted .228, 4 home runs, 27 RBIs. Swan gets the sign. He sets and delivers to Foley. And that ball is sent to Kingman, and he makes the catch on the warning track. So Foley gave it a ride, but not good enough. 1 up, 1 down. Now the Giants catcher steps to the plate, Mark Hill. Hill batting .211, no home runs, 6 ribbies, retro replay style. 1977 for the year. Mark Hill batted .250, 9 home runs, and 50 RBIs. Batted .251 off right-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch to Hill. That ball's popped up, and Harrelson calls for it and makes the catch at short. 2 up, 2 down. The pitcher now steps to the plate, Lynn McLaughlin. McLaughlin is batting .200, retro replay, no home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, Lynn batted .105, no home runs and 2 RBIs. Swan looking for another 1-2-3 inning. The windup and the pitch. That ball sent to Kranepool, and he makes the catch. So McLaughlin gave it a ride, but Kranepool catches it on the warning track. We go to the top of the 4th. The Mets still lead 2-0. Due up for the Mets: Roy Steiger, Dave Kingman, and Leo Foster. Steiger 0 for 1. Hill flashes the signs. McLaughlin sets and delivers to Steiger. And Steiger grounds it back to McLaughlin, who promptly throws to McCovey for the first out of the inning. Dave Kingman steps to the plate. Kong is 0 for 1. He has made a wonderful diving catch out in left field. The windup and the pitch to Kong, Dave Kingman. And Kingman pops it up to Foley at short. He makes the catch. For out number 2, Leo Foster comes to the plate. Foster 0 for 1. He'll be looking to keep this inning alive. McLaughlin gets a sign from Hill. The windup and the delivery to Foster. And Foster rips a line drive back at McLaughlin, who makes the great reaction catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 go to the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Metropolitans 2, the Giants nothing. Due up for the San Francisco Giants, the top of the order: Whitfield, Thomas, and Evans. Terry Whitfield's 0 for 1 today. Lefty-righty matchup for Swan. Swan sets and delivers to Whitfield. And that ball sent deep to left center, but Kingman on the warning track makes the catch. So Swan's been hit pretty hard, but he's kept the ball in the ballpark. So 1 out, no one on. Darrell Thomas steps to the plate. Giants second baseman 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup again for Swan. Stearns goes through the signs. Here's the pitch to Thomas. That ball's popped up. Calling for it is Harrelson at short, and that's out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. Darrell Evans, another power threat, steps to the plate. Another left-handed batter. He's 0 for 1. Swan gets the ball. He wants to work quickly. He sets and delivers. And that ball is popped foul. And Milner made a valiant effort, but could not make the catch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Darrell Evans. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball's popped up. Milner will get this one. First baseman makes the catch. Inning over. We go to the top of the 5th. Mets still lead 2-0. Due up for the Mets: Bud Harrelson, Craig Swan, and then the top of the order, Bruce Bosclair. Harrelson's 0 for 1. Harrelson's going to try for a bunt hit here. McLaughlin sets and delivers. Harrelson lays down a good one, but it goes foul. If it stayed fair, Bud would have had an infield bunt hit. The count's now 0-2. Harrelson to swing away. Here's the pitch. And Harrelson sends that ball out to Whitfield towards the line. Whitfield makes the catch at right field. Out number 1, Craig Swan steps to the plate. Craig's 1 for 1 today. He singled to right center in the 2nd. McLaughlin hits the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Swan. And Swan sends that deep but foul. So it's 1 ball, 2 strike count, 1 out, no one on. The windup and the pitch to Swan. And Swan rips another single in the right center. Swan's 2 for 2. How do you do? And now bring up the center fielder, Bruce Bosclair. He's 1 for 2 today. Swan not a threat to run at first. The windup and the pitch to Bosclair. And that ball sent deep to the warning track. Herndon's there to make the catch to dead center. Swan retreats back to first base. So a lot of balls have been hit hard and far, just not far enough for both teams. So with 2 outs, it'll be up to Ed Kranepool, who's 1 for 1 today. Kranepool doubled in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Swan at first, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Kranepool. And Kranepool sends that ball deep to center, but just not enough as Herndon makes the catch. Inning over. Swan stranded at first. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The New York Mets 2, the San Francisco Giants nothing. Due up for the Giants, Matlock, McCovey, and Herndon. Bill Matlock's 0 for 1. Stearns goes through the signs. Swan nods his head. He sets and delivers to Matlock. And Matlock sends that ball deep to center. Bosclair's there, though. Out number 1. Willie Stretch McCovey steps to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup here. McCovey's 0 for 1. The windup and the pitch by Swan. And McCovey sends a single right back up the middle. And that's the first hit for the San Francisco Giants here in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. McCovey 4 out of 10 for speed. 16% chance of stealing second. Milner's holding him on. In actuality, what we're going to do now is we're going to play Milner back a bit. McCovey goes to a 31% chance. Herndon's up. Larry Herndon's 0 for 1 today. Swan sets and delivers. And that ball's dribbled to Foster. He goes to Milner. For out number 2, McCovey advances to second. He's in scoring position now with 2 outs. It'll be up to the San Francisco shortstop, Tim Foley. Foley's 0 for 1. The windup and the pitch by Swan. And that ball is ripped into left center field. Foley doubles. McCovey scores from second. The Giants are on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game. Mark Hill, the Giants catcher, steps to the plate. He represents the go-ahead run. Foley's at second as the tie-in run. Hill 0 for 1. 2-1 Mets. 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Hill. And Hill pops that ball up to Harrelson in the shallow outfield. Inning over. The Giants do score 1, though. We go to the top of the 6th. The Mets 2, the Giants 1. Due up for the New York Mets. John Stearns, John Milner, and Roy Steiger. The Mets catcher John Stearns 1 for 2. McLaughlin is up to 85 pitches. He's good for 125. The windup and the pitch to Stearns. And Stearns strikes out swinging. So 1 out. And John Milner steps to the plate. Mets first baseman's 0 for 1. He'll be taking. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Milner's ready to grip and rip. McLaughlin sets and delivers. And Milner singles up the middle. So a 1-out single for John Milner. 5 out of 6 for speed. 56% chance of stealing. Second base. McCovey's holding him on. Now bring up the third baseman, Roy Steiger. He's 0 for 2. McLaughlin sets and delivers. Steiger will be taking. Strike 1. Hits the outside corner there. Milner at first. McCovey holding him on. The windup and the pitch to Steiger. And Steiger rips a line shot that McCovey catches, and Milner quickly gets back to the bag. So 2 outs, 1 on, and Dave Kingman steps to the plate. Kong's 0 for 2. He'd love to go yard here, give the Mets a 4-1 lead. Mark Hill flashes the signs. The windup and the pitch to Dave Kingman. And Kingman grounds to Foley, who goes to Thomas. Inning over. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Mets once again a 1-run lead. 2-1 Metropolitan. Due up for the Giants, the pitcher, Lynn McLaughlin, then Whitfield and Thomas. Bottom of the 6th. I wonder if the Giants will come with a pinch hitter. We shall find out when we hit pitch. Swan sets and delivers. And McLaughlin walks. Swan none too happy with himself. He just walked the 9th place batter, the pitcher. McLaughlin represents the tying run at first. The go-ahead run is at the plate in Terry Whitfield. And Whitfield hit right-handed pitching at a .312 clip in 1977. Mets looking to turn 2. see if they can get Whitfield to reach. The windup and the pitch. And that ball is sent up to center field. Drops in front of Vosclair. First and second. No outs. McLaughlin represents a tying run at second. Whitfield the go-ahead run at first. Stepping to the plate, the Giants' second baseman Darrell Thomas, 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to Thomas. And that ball is grounded to Swan, who goes to first for the first out of the inning. But the runners advance. McLaughlin's now at third, and Whitfield's at second. And the dangerous left fielder Darrell Evans steps to the plate. Evans 0 for 2. A ground ball pretty much anywhere should score McLaughlin. Mets infield is normal. Stearns goes through the signs. The windup and the pitch to Evans. Evans rips that ball foul to the right. So it's now a 2-2 count. Runners at second and third. Go-ahead run at second in Whitfield. Tying run at third in McLaughlin. The windup and the pitch by Swan. And that ball's ripped to Foster, who makes a diving catch up the middle, saving 2 runs. So now with 2 outs, runners still at second and third. What a play by Leo Foster, not known for his defense. Mets have had a few of those on this winning streak they've been on. So it will be up to Bill Matlock, the Giants' third baseman. He's 0 for 2. He has 2 ducks out on the pond, though. The windup and the pitch to Matlock. We're going to try to pitch around, see if we get him to reach. And that's grounded to Steiger, who goes to Milner. Inning over. Fine job of pitching by Craig Swan. He pitches out of the jam with the help of Leo Foster, who's now at the plate to lead off the inning. So we go to the top of the 7th. The Mets still lead 2-1. For the Mets, Foster, Harrelson, and Swan. Foster's 0 for 2. McLaughlin sets and delivers. Foster pops it up to the second baseman, Thomas, out number 1. Bud Harrelson steps to the plate. The Mets shortstop, he's 0 for 2. He'll take ball 1. He'll take again. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. Ball 3, 3-0 count. Harrelson puts the bat on his shoulder. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count here. Harrelson's going to look for something in his zone to grip and rip. McLaughlin sets and delivers. And Harrelson grounds to Thomas, who makes a wonderful play going into the hole and quickly throws to McCovey for out number 2. Harrelson got robbed of a hit there. He got the hitter's count, but not the hit. So with 2 outs, no one on, Craig Swan steps to the plate. The Mets pitcher's 2 for 2 today. He'd like to go 3 for 3. He'll be gripping and ripping. Here's the pitch to Swan. And Swan goes 3 for 3 as he singles to left field. So with 2 outs, Swan's at first. We go to the top of the order for the Mets. Bruce Vosclair, he's 1 for 3. The windup and the pitch by McLaughlin. And Vosclair pops it up. McCovey's calling for it. He makes the catch. Inning over. Go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 Mets. Due up for the Giants. McCovey, Herndon, and Foley. Willie Stretch McCovey's 1 for 2 today. Lefty-righty matchup here. Here's the pitch to McCovey. And that ball sent out to Kranepool, who makes a diving catch in right center field, robbing McCovey of extra bases. Another excellent defensive play by the New York Mets, not known for their team defense. 1 out, no one on. Larry Herndon steps to the plate. Giants center fielder's 0 for 2. Stearns goes through the signs. Here's the pitch to Herndon. And now a pinch hitter comes up. Gary Thomas will pinch hit for Herndon. Thomas On the retro replays, hitting .246, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. He represents the tying run at the plate. Thomas does have some pop in his bat. In 1977, he hit 17 dingers with 71 RBIs and batted .256. So 1 out, no one on. Thomas hit .271 off right-handed pitching. Swan sets and delivers to Thomason. Grounded back to Swan, over to Milner, 2 outs. So Tim Foley, the Giants shortstop, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. It'll be up to Foley to extend this inning. Mets leading 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. No one on. The windup and the pitch to Foley. Foley rips a single into left field past the dive of Steiger. Tying run at first base. Go ahead run at the plate. And the catcher Mark Hill. Hill's 0 for 2. Hill has a little pop in his bat. He had 9 home runs in 1977. Foley 6 out of 10 for speed. So with 2 outs, if Hill finds a gap, Foley could score from first and tie this game. Milner holding him on. Here's the windup and the pitch by Swan. That ball's ripped to Foster, who makes the catch on the line drive, inning over. So after 7, Mets 2, Giants 1. We go to the top of the 8th. Due up for the Mets: Ed Kranepool, John Stearns, and John Milner. McLaughlin is now up to 111 pitches. His threshold is 125. Kranepool 1 for 2 today. He'll be taking the windup and the pitch. Ball 1, Kranepool to take again. Strike 1, 1-1 count. Fastball was in there. Kranepool's ready to grip and rip. Lefty-righty matchup. McLaughlin sets and delivers. And Kranepool rips a shot, and Thomas makes a diving catch at second. A lot of leather flashed here by both teams in this game. So 1 out, no one on. The catcher steps to the plate, John Stearns. He's 1 for 3. The windup and the pitch by McLaughlin. And Stearns rips a shot that Foley catches. So 2 hard hit balls and 2 outs for the Mets. They have nothing to show for it. 2 outs, no one on. John Milner, the Mets first baseman, steps to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Lefty righty matchup here. Milner would love to extend this inning. Hill flashes the signs. The windup and the pitch to Milner. And Milner grounds to Foley, who goes to McCovey. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Giants trailing by 1. The Mets lead 2-1. Due up for the San Francisco Giants: the pitcher, Lynn McLaughlin. He'll probably go to a pinch hitter now in the bottom of the 8th. And then the top of the order, Whitfield and Thomas. Swan says he still feels strong. He's thrown 102 pitches. He's good for 120. Skip Lockwood is available, and he's good for 45 pitches. He threw 13 yesterday to get another save. We might go to Lockwood now. We might go to Skip Lockwood for a 6-out save. Now, let's first see who they come with as a pinch hitter. So I'm going to click pitch, and they do. So the pinch hitter for the Giants is Johnny LeMaster. The Giants shortstop is batting .500 in the retro replay. No home runs and no RBIs. LeMaster, in actuality, only batted .149 for the year. No home runs, 8 RBIs, in 134 at-bats. Here's the pitch by Swan. And LeMaster grounds to Foster, who throws to Milner. 1 out. And now bring up Terry Whitfield. Whitfield's 1 for 3. Swan sets and delivers. And Whitfield rips that ball foul to the right. The count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, no one on. Stearns goes through the sign. The windup and the pitch to Whitfield. And he walks. He represents the tying run at first. Whitfield speed 5 out of 10. Stealing chance 19%. He's being held down by John Milner. Now at the plate, Darrell Thomas. Thomas is 0 for 3. Swan's now up to 110 pitches. And then we have Evans, Matlock, and McCovey. So let's again look at our bullpen. That's going to be it. We're going to skip Lockwood. And we're going to take Milner out of the game. So Lockwood will come in. He'll go to the 4 spot. Cranepool will come into play first. And I think we'll put Vale into right field. So here comes Skip Lockwood. Okay. Cranepool. Cranepool moves from right to first. And now, Vale, who's a very good defensive right fielder, 7 range, 8 arm, 964 fielding percentage, will go to right field. So Lockwood's now on the mound looking to get another save. Skip Lockwood on the retro replay. Well, let's first give you his real numbers from 1977. In 1977, Lockwood went 4 wins, 8 losses, 20 saves, ERA of 3.38, struck out 84, only walked 31, batting average against 227. In the retro replay, Lockwood, after a shaky start, has been outstanding. ERA 2.38, 2 wins, 2 losses, 6 saves, and 22 innings pitched. He struck out 22, only walked 1, batting average against 188. He's looking for a double play ball here, 1 out. Whitfield's at first, he represents the tying run. Thomas at the plate represents the go-ahead run. He's 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch from Lockwood. And that ball is sent out to Vale, who comes in and makes the catch in right field. So 2 outs, and now a very dangerous power hitter, Darrell Evans, steps to the plate. Evans is 0 for 3. Evans now represents the go-ahead run. Once again, Whitfield the tying run at first, being held on by Ed Cranepool. Stearns goes through the signs. Lockwood nods his head. Here's the pitch to Evans. And he strikes him out. Inning over, so Lockwood comes in and does his job. We go to the top of the 9th, with the Mets still leading 2-1. Now on the mound for San Francisco, Dave Hivarello. Hivarello in 1977, 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 save, earned run average of 2.55. Struck out 58, walked 21, batting average against 251. In the retro replay, not so good. ERA of 6.35, no wins, 1 loss, no saves. Walked 1, struck out 3, batting average against 370. He'll be facing Steiger, Kingman, and Foster. Mets third baseman Roy Steiger is 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Hivarello. And Steiger rips that ball to Foley, who fields it cleanly over to McCovey, 1 up, 1 down. Dave Kingman steps to the plate. Kong is 0 for 3. He'd like to go yard, give the Mets an ever-important insurance run. Hill flashes the signs. Hivarello nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Kingman. And Kingman dribbles that ball down to Foley, and that's going to be an infield hit. Kingman, hustling all the way down the line, gets an infield hit, representing a very important insurance run at first. Leo Foster steps to the plate. And let's see if we have someone better than Leo, because we're going to take him out for defensive purposes anyway. Foster's been struggling. He's only batting 143. And who do we have who can hit right-handed pitching? Ron Hodges. Ron Hodges, one of the backup catchers, will pinch hit for Leo Foster. Felix Millan will come in to play defense in the bottom of the ninth. So Foster is lifted for the pinch hitter, Ron Hodges. The Mets carry 3 catchers in 1977, so we can use Hodge as a pinch hitter and still have a catcher on the bench in Jerry Croton. Ron Hodges in 1977 batted .265, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, in 117 at-bats. In the retro replay, Hodges is batting .333, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Hit and run for Hodge, 5 out of 10. Kingman's at first, being held on by Willie McCovey. He's 6 out of 10 for speed and 26% chance of stealing second. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hodges. And Hodges rips that ball down to Matlock, who gets the lead runner at second. Kingman's erased on the fielder's choice. Hodges reaches first on the fielder's choice. And now up, the light-hitting shortstop Bud Harrelson. We're not going to pinch hit for him. He's not that good of a defensive shortstop now at his advanced age, but he's the best of what we have. And being up 1 run will keep him in the game. Harrelson's 0 for 3. Hodges at first, being held on by Willie McCovey. Hodges 5 out of 10 for speed, 18% chance of stealing second, so he's going nowhere. You know what? We're going to play a little hit and run. Maybe Harrelson puts the ball in play and somehow it gets through the infield. The windup and the pitch to Bud Harrelson. 2 outs, 1 on. Hit and run, and Harrelson rips that ball to Foley, who throws him out, inning over. So Harrelson hit the ball hard, but Foley made a nice play. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Mets clinging once again to a 1-run lead late in the ball game. Their closer Skip Lockwood's on the mound. We need to replace our second baseman, and we'll do that with Felix Millan, who has a range of 7 and a fielding percentage of .977. So Lockwood's on the mound, Stearns behind the plate, Steiger at third, Harrelson at short, Millan now in at second, Kranepool at first. In the outfield, Kingman still in left, Bosclair is in center still, and Vale's in right, and actually we're going to lift Bosclair. He's only range of 2 and fielding percentage of .933 in center. Ken Castro in the chat. How are you doing, my friend? He says, Al loves the hit and run. I do. With the Mets, I do. I hit and run a lot. So Bosclair we're going to take out. And we did give Mazzilli the day off, but we're going to put Mazzilli in for this last inning. We want to win this game. So Mazzilli will come in. And Vale's in right. Bill Matlock at the plate, then it'll be Willie McCovey and Darrell Thomason. If anyone gets on, Tim Foley. Matlock is 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Lockwood. And that ball's ripped to Steiger, and he makes the catch on the line drive. Matlock hit it hard, but right at Steiger. So 1 up, 1 down. Willie McCovey steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Stearns goes out to have a word with Lockwood, now goes back behind the plate. The windup and the pitch to McCovey. McCovey sends a single in the right center field. Mazzilli fields it and throws it back towards the infield. So McCovey represents the tying run. He's being held on by Ed Kranepool. McCovey's 4 out of 10 for speed. 19% chance of stealing second. I don't think they'll send him. Now up, Gary Thomason, the center fielder. He came in and pinched hit for Herndon. He's 0 for 1. He does have pop. 17 home runs in 1977. On retro replay, he's got 6. Lockwood looking for the double play to end this game. They're going to see if they can get Thomason to reach. Actually, you know what? We're going to go right at him. Lockwood sets and delivers. And he strikes him out. I'm glad I didn't nitpick there. So 2 outs. Lockwood 1 out away from another save. Ken Castros' pitch run for stretch. I don't control the Giants. Or I agree with you. So I can't pitch. I play as the Mets. And that's a good call, Ken. So let's look at it together. We'll go to the bench. And well, I would think they would bring in Jack Clark. Because Clark, this is their speed number here. And Clark 6 out of 10. I would agree with you. I would pinch run if I was controlling the Giants. So I think they would have went with Clark. 6 out of 10 speed. Then Andrews 5 out of 10. So obviously you wouldn't go with Elliott or Rudolph or Sadik. They're all lower than McCovey. So well, that's okay, Ken. So back to the lineup here. Back to the game. Tim Foley now at the plate. He represents the game-winning run. Foley's 2 for 3 today. The Giants shortstop. McCovey's at first, still being held down by Craneford. McCovey represents the tying run. Foley represents the winning run. So 2 outs, 1 on. Lockwood looking to lock down another save and a win for the Mets. He gets the sign from Stearns. The windup and the pitch to Foley. That ball's grounded. Lockwood, he goes to first. The Mets win another close ball game on this road trip. 2-1. Unbelievable. So, Ken Castro's in the chat, and we were talking about a pinch runner for McCovey at first, and he said Clark makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do it. I think it's because McCovey's a Hall of Fame. I mean, I would have pinch run. So let's go to the box score. I'm going to think that Craig Swan, will be player of the game. Possibly Lockwood with another save. So we'll have the box score up in a moment. Winning pitcher, Craig Swan's now 1 win, 1 loss. Losing pitcher is Lynn McLaughlin. He's 0 for 4. And player of the game, Craig Swan. So let's go to the box score. It'll be up in a moment. And it should be there. And Ken Castro says Mets are over 500. Yes, they are. 12 wins, 11 losses. I do like playing as. I looked up their record in Baseball Reference. They were dreadful at this point. So they actually lost 3 straight games to the Dodgers. Where again, it's a game. It's retro. I have the hindsight of just looking at the matchups, so I can put out a slightly better lineup. I mean, their players are still their players, but you can take advantage of the lineup. So, and what happened to the? Let's go back to OBS. Trying to get the box. There we go. Let's try this again. All right. The box score should be up this time. We'll go to the pitching, and the box score should be up. There we go. Sorry about that, Ken, and anyone else who's watching. So we're going to look at the pitching. Swan, player of the game, went 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 2, struck out 1. Was very efficient. Had a lot of good defense behind him. Again, the Mets not known for their flashing of the leather, but they made some great plays in these past 4 games. Lockwood gets his 7th save, 1 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, struck out 2. Lynn McLaughlin pitched 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, struck out 3. This was probably his best pitching performance of the year for McLaughlin. I did play a few times as the Giants, and I did have to pitch McLaughlin a couple of times, and he's awful. His ERA goes from 13 to 9.69 now. And Hivrello pitched 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no Ks. Let's quickly go to the batting, and then we'll call it a stream, and I'll come back maybe with a Red Sox game. Or I don't know if I'm going to come back with a Red Sox game on Action PC, or go back to a couple of games of my 1978 recap on Digital Diamond Baseball. For the Mets, Bosclair, the center fielder, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Mazzilli came in defensively in the ninth to play center. Kranepool played right field and first base. He was 1 for 3, 1 run scored, 1 RBI. Stearns, the catcher, 1 for 4 with an RBI, struck out once. Kranepool also walked once. Milner, the first baseman, 1 for 3 with a walk. Lockwood came in, got the save, never had an at-bat. Steiger 0 for 4, Kingman 1 for 4. Foster 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Hodges came in to pinch hit 0 for 1. Mian came in to play defense in the ninth at second base, did not get an at-bat. Bud Harrelson 0 for 4. Swan, the pitcher, went 3 for 3. Vale came in for defensive purposes in the ninth. No at-bat. For the San Francisco Giants, their leadoff hitter, Whitfield, 1 for 3 with a walk and a K. Thomas, the second baseman, 0 for 4. Evans, the left fielder, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Madlock, the third baseman, 0 for 4. McCovey, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Herndon, the center fielder, 0 for 2. Then Thomason came in and had 2 at-bats. He was 0 for 2. Tim Foley, 2 for 4 with the only run knocked in. Mark Hill, the catcher, 0 for 3. McLaughlin, the pitcher, 0 for 1 and walked once. LeMaster, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. And Hivarello, the pitcher who relieved McLaughlin, came in, never had an at-bat. So the Mets had 33 at-bats, 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, struck out 3 times, doubled once, no triples, no home runs, left 15 runners on base. The Giants had 32 at-bats, 1 less than the Mets, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 RBI, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and they left 12 runners on base. Go to a quick recap. In the first, the Mets sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 2 runs on 3 hits. That was enough. They got 2 runs. They've scored almost all their runs in their first inning in this 4-game winning streak that I've been managing them for. Kranepool doubled, scoring 1 and taking the lead 1-0. Then Stearns singled, and it made it 2-0. Giants scored in the 5th on a Foley double, scoring McCovey. The score was 2-1, and that's the way it ended. Craig Swan went 3 for 3. He got his first win of the year. He's now 1-1. Lockwood got his 7th save. Lynn McLaughlin pitched 8 solid innings but took the hard luck loss. He's now 0-4. So this is Al Red Sox fans saying thank you very much to Ken Castro who jumped in the chat. And yes, the Mets are now over 500 as they go to 12-11. The Giants fall to 8-16, 8 games under. I'll be back shortly with another game. I don't know what type. It will be baseball, most likely Action PC. We'll see if the Red Sox can continue their winning streak, most likely, in 77. Health and happiness. Till next time. Bye-bye. See you soon. God bless. Thank you, Ken.